Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Space Quest 4. Last time, we were reintroduced to our hero, Roger Wilco, who is regaling some bar patrons with his tales of heroism, when all of a sudden, Sludge Volhal's goonies revealed that Volhal is still alive and wants to kill him. But we were saved by a mysterious group of people who flung us into the future to protect us, but seems it's more dangerous here than anything. If you couldn't tell by the robot that keeps coming every 10 seconds. So we need to figure a way out. So just before this I got some unstable ordnance. I hope that doesn't end badly for me. I really hope that something bad doesn't happen because I picked that up. Anyway, now when you have everything that I do, except perhaps one very dangerous volatile thing, which you shouldn't take with you. Geez, the hitboxes for the next screen are really weird on this. Once you have all that, you will actually want to head right here.
Don't mess with it.
But I want to mess with
You
it.
can't keep your.
There we go. I had to put the palm on it. Let's open that and jump down very harshly.
I would think that something identifiable as unstable ordnance would be low on your list of fun and healthy things to carry.
So that's what
We hope
happens.
you'll get yourself together and
Alright, so here's what you want to do. When you grab the unstable ordnance, it gives you 25 whole points. However, you can't progress with the game if you have it.
the structural warp.
So what you want to do, once you actually do want to grab it, and then you actually want to put it back. And that'll actually take away 20
A very
points.
wise choice. Carefully placing the unstable ordnance back inside the tank, you decide some things are better left alone.
So even though we lost 20 points doing that, we still have a net gain of 5 points. So you want to do that, if you want all the points. Now let's see if I can actually just head over to the right without heading to the top screen. Alright. Oh, no, jeez. Now let's try this again. And we land safely, so it's a good place to save. Now, where have we landed?
You've reached the sewer maintenance office. Apparently this office has been long abandoned. Your janitorial instincts urge you to sweep up and do a little dusting, but you suppress those urges and concentrate on the task at hand. It tastes like nothing you'd ever want to put your tongue on again. The smell down here isn't as bad as you thought.
Oh, well that's good.
The desk is not exactly executive caliber.
And what's this?
It's an empty jar with a lid, neither of which does anything entertaining.
Well, we'll grab it anyway. No, we can use
You
an
take the
empty
jar into custody.
into custody.
It's just an average, old-fashioned desk blotter.
Well, if I've learned anything about desk blotters from, or if I've learned anything from Dagger of Amon-Ra, is that average desk blotters have something beneath them.
Ah, a button. Perhaps I'll give it a press.
Bam.
Data entry 22795. This message is to whomever may be so fortunate as to find it. I am Professor Lloyd, lead designer of the Xenon Supercomputer Project, the ultimate in artificial intelligence. The computer was designed to enhance our lives, but instead ended up being the ruin of us all. We made the mistake of tying it into the most important facets of our existence here on Xenon, including our weather control and defense systems. It seemed like a sound idea at the time, and all proceeded well for about 3 years. It was around then that a deep space salvage operation recovered what appeared to be some sort of antiquated data storage unit contained in a flimsy cardboard box on which the words Leisure Suit Larry were imprinted. On its back was the picture of a not particularly wholesome gentleman, but that's another story. My counterparts exhibited shameful behavior as they tore open the box to get at its contents. I could not understand the commotion it generated. The data was uploaded into the supercomputer for analysis. As a result, a crippling virus spread through the machine like a bad social disease. All control of the computer was lost. All screens went blank. Then these words were displayed by the monitors and uttered by the vocal outputs. Wilco must pay. From that day forth, the possessed computer waged war on the inhabitants of Xenon, using our own weapons against us. Some managed to escape to other planets. Those of us who remained stayed to fight the machines and robots under its control. It was a bloody war. Those of us that were not killed were taken captive and modified. These cyborgs infiltrated the loyal ranks of resistance, rooting out almost all of our hiding places and exposing us to the mechanical menace. Some of these poor souls still wander the streets. As of this recording, we are down to only a handful of rebels. My health is deteriorating rapidly. To make matters worse, I've just learned that the computer has unraveled the mysteries of time travel. I've sent my 2 best men to attempt to steal this new technology. If you are not a machine, then perhaps they were successful. Please realize, you are Xenon's last hope.
Well then, that's a lot to take in. And yes, did you notice that he mentioned that they found a box that was labeled Leisure Suit Larry? Sorry, Leisure Suit Larry, and it had a virus in it. We'll get more to that near the end of the game, but there's some more jokes involving that. So yeah, that's quite a story. They say he sent his 2 best men to discover the secrets of time travel that the computer unraveled. I'm assuming the computer is the mind of Vohal. I guess he uploaded his brain into a thingamabobber before he died. So those 2 men must have been the 2 men that saved me.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Anyway, let's take a better look around.
You've reached the sewer maintenance office. Apparently this office has been long abandoned. Your janitorial instincts urge you to...
Okay.
It's very pleasant looking.
And if you go here... Oh, that's what I need to do. And we... head into the actual sewers.
Oh no! The door has shut, and there's no way back. What are you going to do now?
So yeah, if you don't have the jar and the computer with you, you're screwed at this point. So you're screwed if you didn't have the computer with the battery before you jumped down. But oh well. Anyway, you're gonna want to watch out here. You'll see why before too long. Yeah, there, right there. That thing's gonna start chasing you. I'm gonna save. And if it gets to you, or doesn't do anything at first, unless you walk on top of it, then it does that.
As the green slime dissolves the flesh from your bones, you think, hey, this stuff consumes 47 times its weight in acid.
Well, what do you know? So what you want to do really quickly, as soon as it gets up to your feet, take the jar and collect it.
Okay. You scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up.
But you only get some, so...
You scoop up...
Okay, there we go. With the save I made, I kind of screwed myself over, so I had to actually go back to my save before that. Okay, now we're getting to a part that frustrated the heck out of me when I very, very first played this game, and I'll explain why in a second. So you can see we're coming out of the sewer, and there's a ship over there. and some guys are coming out to look for us. So as soon as they leave the screen, get out. I'm going to save right now. Alright, so I have a little story for you here. Oh no. Okay, should have been faster.
We're glad you could
Okay,
play
I guess I'll tell the
Space
story
Quest
now.
4. As usual, you've been a real pet load.
Alright. So that part, you have to go fast. However, that part is also dependent on the computer's speed. When I first got this game, I got it in a CD-ROM set of the whole Space Quest series, besides 6. It was like 1 through 5. And I played it on a, for the time, modern computer. No DOS box or anything, I just played it on the computer. Because it's dependent on the computer's speed, and because this was made in a time where computers were slower, I could not beat this part. Because it happened faster than you can possibly even do anything with. There's no way to get past it. So hopefully I can get past it here and now. So let me try that again. And I'll just do things. I'm probably not going to talk much because you need to go fast and I don't want any distraction.
This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed.
And I made it. Yeah, this was the part. I'd always get to this ship, and pretty much immediately the guards would come back and kill me. I did this over a dozen times, got super frustrated, and there was nothing I can do. And I didn't know about DOSBox or anything like that. And I don't even think DOSBox would have worked with the game I downloaded from a CD. But I can do it now because, luckily if you download a game from GOG, like I got this from, then it automatically puts all the settings right for you. And it brings us to this ominous structure that's been in the background this whole time. So now's a good time. Wait. Oh, what does that look like? It looks like a Shy Guy. I'm not sure. It looks like one of those guys that spits out those pellets from Mario. Okay, so good time to save now. And let's do some exploring.
You look briefly, careful not to attract any attention. Uh-oh!
Don't walk that way. And don't dawdle either, because that same thing will happen. You want to walk this way. Now, if you have the manual and you've looked through it, you'll actually recognize this as one of the time capsules.
I've just completed a scan of the Labion sector of Space Quest 2. No sign of presence at this time. The
Labion sector of Space Quest 2. Remember the Labion Terror Beast that you had to use the puzzle cube to defeat? That was weird. Anyway, so what you want to do before they catch you, jump in here. Now, if you're playing the disc version, you will actually have to, you will need the manual in order to get this thing to work, because there's a little copyright protection thing at this point. I love how they do that, how they put it a little bit into the game just so you can get frustrated and if you've been pirating it. But luckily, this is the CD version that I've downloaded, so there's no need for that. But what you do want to do, look at those symbols right there. You want to copy those down. I'm going to take a picture with my phone. So, let's see. Yeah, did you hear that? Took the picture with my phone. So you want to remember those symbols. Because, I'll just tell you right now, this will take you to certain places depending on what symbols you use, and so the guy put those symbols to come here to Space Quest 12. So let's try some stuff out. Okay, so you put your hand here and you can type in a code. Let's just type in something random. Hopefully this will do it.
The quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally...
Alright. Yeah, if you put in the code that just doesn't work, it'll say, finally, nothing happened, and then that'll be it. By the way, that code I put in, you want to save before you put in that certain code, because I believe, if my information... Yep. We're in Space Quest 3. Let's, get out of here. Now, you remember this planet. Didn't we need thermal underwear? I hope we still have it on. No, we do not.
This is Roger. This is Roger on Ortega. Any questions?
So if you put in, like, symbols from left to right, like that, it'll bring you here, but this place has no use for us in the storyline. But it's a nice little throwback to bring us back to Space Quest 3. Okay, so let's try something else. Yeah, it can be any sort of random thing, but try to make it something you can remember, because you're going to need to enter it later.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole.
Yeah, hurry up.
And finally... Nothing much happened.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That must not have been a valid code. Try again.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the code that was on here before, but I'm going to put it in backwards. It should be that. I can barely even see these symbols. And it should be this one. And it should be this one. And then this one. And this one. And then finally, this one.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and finally...
There we go, okay. So, remember that sequence of symbols. Whatever you wrote down, remember it backwards as well, because we're going to need to kind of hop around from place to place and kind of come back to certain places, but yeah, anyway, where are we headed? Space Quest 10, Latex Babes of Estros. That sounds alright. Let's get out of here.
You don't want to touch those.
Yes, I do. So here we are in a new Space Quest. But what does it have to offer? Can we walk off the edge? No, it doesn't look like it. What the? So what is going on around here?
You get the feeling you're not alone here.
Who are the Latex Babes of Estros? Well, I guess we're just gonna have to find out next time on Let's Play Space Quest 4. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.